I really got into that. Oh. Hi. It's me, Mr. Concrete. And it is the nighttime and it's time to get weird. It's time to get weird. This is gray matter. Gray matter. This is some pigment. Mix it weird. I could talk, or we could just keep doing this. Do you want to know what today's project is? Well, I was inspired by someone who made some comments on some of our videos, and I checked out their video, and they are a very cool concrete artist, and they inspired me. Helen inspired me to make a Helen project. So today, I have some articles of clothing, and I'm going to attempt to coat them in concrete, Helen style, to make a concrete thing. I bought this tub at a local hardware store. Look at this, really coming together. I guess if we're gonna put this on clothes, it might be a good idea. Oh, the clothes should be wet. A little bit wet. Maybe. Or the clothes should absorb this. The clothes will get wet from this. But yeah, Helen Wyatt is this very cool artist, and you should check her out on YouTube. She makes concrete things, and one of the things I saw her make, and she encourages people to try what she does, was she took some jeans and coated them in concrete and made them into a planter. And I was like, oh, that is very cool. And I think I could do that. I'm gonna try it. For Helen. So this one's for Helen. This one's for you, Helen. Concrete jeans. And I also have a pair of shoes, a pair of tiny Air Jordans. So I can't wait. What do we think? I'm loving this tub. Aren't you? I bought this tub from a local hardware store. Big Orange. That's all the plug you get from me. Without some serious moolah. It was like $6 or $7. I don't remember how much. But I was like, $6 or $7? That is very... I think that's a good value, and this thing is very robust, and I love it. It keeps all my mess in one place, and this is not a paid plug, because if it was, I would mention the person by name, the company, but I'm really liking this thing from whoever I got it from. It's nice to work in. This is our ASMR portion. Just be so. Just shh. This is good. This is real good. Oh, yeah. This is real good. Okay. So this is a great consistency. This is a fun color. So blue pigment is very tricky, and it always wants to try to come out as a suspension. So your water content in your mix, especially when you're working with blue, needs to be very exact. And if we were going to pour a concrete thing, something that we would want to have a lot of strength to, I would say this is our mix. But because we're doing coatings on clothing, I'm going to go a little bit more. So I've got sriracha water. You're making my concrete wet, baby. And I'm just going to mix this in. So this is a bit too wet. I know. You're like, what? Too wet? How could that ever be bad? Sometimes it's bad being too wet. And in this case it is. Or in the case of the strength of your concrete, too wet can be trouble. As little water as possible is ideal. But I'm liking this for our experiment, so it's time. I'm going to go a little bit more wet. I'm going to go a bit more wet. With a little bit more sriracha. Time to speed it up. And I'm thirsty, so I'm going to get a secret beer. Oh, yeah. Secret beer. Nondescript can. That's all I can say. But for the right amount of money, I could say more. I know, that's shameless, isn't it? But money keeps things moving, keeps me doing this. Because science costs money. And I'm not complaining. Oh, this is very cool. I'm not complaining. Because this should be worth money. Oh, baby. So this one, here we go. I've got some tiny jeans. So Helen uses big jeans. Big jeans are pretty big. So I decided, let's go tiny jeans. And I'm just going to start massaging this concrete in. Oh, yeah, I should wet the jeans. I can tell already. But this will add a little bit of water. This is very much an experiment. You know what? Maybe I should have pre-soaked the jeans. But I think this is still going to work, pre-soaking or not. Okay. Oh, yeah. I hope this works. I think this needs to be dramatically wetter. Helen made this look very easy. I'm like, ooh, this is not as easy as it looks. Okay, that might be better. So, okay. That doesn't look concretey enough in there. I wonder what this is that we're making. It might be nothing. It might be garbage. But it might be something. I have to stand up. This is starting to get difficult. Oh no. My secret beer. I wish I could have said more about you. I'm standing up. Sriracha water. This one's for Helen. You're so much better at this than me. No, I think I can get the hang of it, but it appeared that Helen had done this many times, and I've never done this, so let's see. And Helen and I are using a dramatically probably different mix design. Huh. No, there's no concrete even in this part. This has to be more water. Ugh, this looks like too much, but I'm going for it. I actually think it has to be this wet. I don't like this one bit. I would call this too much water, but I'm hoping that there's enough. The pants seem to be absorbing a lot of the moisture here. So I'm hoping this kind of does the trick. I like this for workability. But this is definitely on the wild side. I can tell Helen's a wild lady. But there are some fun things that are starting to happen. Okay. Helen Wyatt. Oh, all right. I like this. This is weird. Very weird. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. I'm excited. Oh, yes. So what do we do here? I think we need more concrete in here. So this is way too wet of a mix for blue pigment to stay in suspension. And I didn't really add that. There wasn't that much blue pigment in this mix to begin with. But on top of how wet this is, we're going to lose it. So the blue pigment's going to end up doing a highlight thing. So we're going to end up with a white with a blue, which actually could be really fun. This is going to be Helen. This could be really good. Wow, this is very strange. This is very strange. Indeed. Now, when I saw Helen's work, I was very impressed. But I also began to wonder what could you do with it? Oh, these are so strange. I kind of want them like that. That's wild. I'm gonna throw them down. Hopefully get a shape. I'd like it to create a shape just from me throwing it, but I will shift and change the position a little bit if I think it helps. So here we go. Throw down. Oh no, not like that. Oh, weird. Okay. Where are we? Yeah. Yeah. Very strange. Object number 2, I want to try a running shoe. A running shoe. But I think we got to get this thing quite wet. This is tiny. A tiny Air Jordan. There we go. Here we go, tiny Air Jordan. I'm sorry. Oh, tiny Air Jordan, I love you. But I'm doing a thing. I wonder if it'll even look like an Air Jordan when it's done. You know, I haven't watched every one of Helen's videos, so I can't say for sure. I wonder if she also does a little shoe. A little tiny shoe. This might not be, I think the jeans are going to be better than the shoe. But we'll see. What do you think? Try to leave some of that grip. Roll it around. And actually, I figured like might as well fill the shoe a little bit, eh? Oh, that's wild. All right. For Helen. For Helen. I'm going to cover these with plastic because, especially when we're going super thin like this, we want to keep humidity in here. So we're going to try to keep as much humidity in that concrete as possible. Keep that moisture in there. That's going to help things go our way. That was, I didn't talk much. I really got into that. Oh. Whew. Okay. Let's see how this turns out. It's time for the reveal. So here are our objects. They are under the plastic, and there's condensation on the plastic, which is a good sign. It means that the plastic did its job. It held the moisture in. Let's take this off. Oh, here are concrete objects inspired by Helen, which, oh yes. Let's start with the shoe. Oh, the shoe's heavy. The shoe's heavy. And a little bit crunchy. A little bit. Rigid. Quite rigid. That's interesting. So if you wanted to, you could maybe spray this with some form of spray sealant. I have a feeling that the shoe might have areas that didn't really bond, like the rubber sole. I think we probably did a skim coat and it coated it a bit, but my guess is through handling, stuff that's on rubber would release. Cloth is a bit better, and cloth has a history of using cloth to be tensile. Oh. Ah, these are fun though. Oh, okay. Look at this. Interesting. Very neat. So a pair of tiny pair of concrete blue jeans, Helen style. So thank you, Helen Wyatt, for the inspiration on this. And thanks to everyone for joining me on this creative endeavor. I'm gonna drill a hole in these and hang them up on the wall. I'll let them cure a little bit more, and I might give it a coating, but these are quite rigid. Quite rigid and not dusting anything off of them either. This is very solid. I can break off some of these little fringy bits on the back here where we had a little excess. But yeah, this is very cool. Bye everyone. See you next time.